Listen, I talked to Kamal last night, and they bid on a deal sheet for Vishay, VSH. It's a private equity. It's at 9, book value is 18. They just reported yesterday, so you don't have any real risk.
Is it liquid?
It's not super liquid, but I don't think we have a lot of, I think we have at least, a month or two.
And once you're done buying, will you buy me some?
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay, how's the market treating you today?
Like a baby treats a diaper.
That's a wiretap, everybody. Prosecutors in the Raj Rajaratnam insider trading case played more than a dozen phone conversations for the court yesterday. These calls, as you know by now, were secretly recorded by the FBI and could give jurors, really, a glimpse into what was going on between Raj Rajaratnam and his trading partners, his advisors, etc., behind the scenes. Back with us this morning is Doug Burns. Doug is a former federal prosecutor who now has his own private practice. Doug, these are some of the first wiretaps brought to light.
Yes.
This is what the courtroom is hearing.
Sure.
I want you to react to what you just heard. Raj Rajaratnam in conversation with one of his traders at Galleon, Adam Smith.
Well, it's interesting because we had been saying, look, there's a big difference between a wiretap and trying to just use, as you put it, a circumstantial timeline. I mean, jurors are a heck of a lot smarter than people think, okay? And we lawyers get all caught up in this minutia, right? Material, non-public under the securities laws. Jurors want to know one thing. Is this secret stuff that other people didn't have, okay? And to answer your question now, the point is this gives you a glimpse as to what it's like to hear people when they don't think they are being listened to, okay? And you can feel that gloss, Eric. And frankly, some of the tapes are stronger than others.
It makes me wonder about that one in particular, because that's Raj in conversation with one of his own traders.
Right. That one really, and it's interesting, I went through these fairly closely last night. That particular one in isolation is not all that devastating. We may be coming to a couple of other ones.
We are. Why don't we play one of them? Let's play one of Raj Rajaratnam talking to Rajiv Goel, an Intel executive.
Absolutely.
Okay, listen, there's something important that I want to talk to you about, right?
Yeah, tell me.
So, people support, the stock went down $2.79. Okay?
Okay.
We know, because one of our guys is on the board, we know that they're going to put $41 million in escrow. It's a $250 million deal, right?
Right.
And I know they're going to close before October 31st. So I can't buy anymore because I own 25% of the company. And they were poison pill, right?
Right.
So I thought it was an opportunity for me to buy for you.
Yet another wiretap from the Raj Rajaratnam insider trading case. Doug, that is Raj talking to Rajiv Goel, an Intel executive, and that sounds a whole lot different than the first little excerpt we had.
Yeah, the progression here is just moving up the chain. That one obviously is a step up because he says, we have a guy on the board, okay, and what that means is we have somebody on the board of directors. We've spoken to him about information that ostensibly should not be disclosed to people to give them an unfair advantage.
Let's talk about that information. Specifically there, we heard about an amount of money in a transaction that was going into escrow, and we also heard about, presumably, the company's view of when the transaction would close.
Exactly, and that starts getting into the area that will really bury you, which is that something's going to be announced on a particular date, okay, a particular amount of money is involved, exactly.
Okay, I think we have time to play one third excerpt.
Yes.
This is Raj Rajaratnam, again, of the Galleon Group, the accused insider trader, talking to Anil Kumar of McKinsey.
That's the one.
Hello?
Hey, Raj.
Yeah, hi, Anil.
Hi. So yesterday they agreed on, or at least they've shaken hands and said they're going ahead with the deal. So I think you can now just buy.
What's the deal? How much are they investing?
They'll probably say they'll put up to $6 to $8 billion. But for most people, it'll just be, look, there's no question anymore on whether these guys can make the stuff, right?
Right. Should I buy?
That won't happen, by the way. That won't. The announcement won't happen till the week after Labor Day.
Right, but
you can't time these things perfectly, right?
Right, it'll get leaked out, right?
So, Doug, once again, Raj Rajaratnam, this time in conversation with Anil Kumar of McKinsey. What do you read into that
This
excerpt?
is so much more difficult to defend. I mean, come on. Under what I said earlier about jurors having common sense, you know, they shook hands on this. I mean, a lawyer for the government's going to get up and says, what that means is that they've agreed to the deal. It hasn't been announced to the public, and these guys are betting on a horse race where they already know which horse won.
Tell me this. You've been a former federal prosecutor.
9 years,
If you were prosecuting this case and you had in your possession these wiretaps, now that you've heard them,
yes,
how confident would you feel about your ability to win this case?
It's interesting because I was thinking about your exact question last night. A, I'd be confident, but B, I would have pared it down and I would have just emphasized that third tape and not even necessarily have played the other two, by the way, because why not just keep it simple, stupid? Seriously.
Why is it that federal prosecutors keep doing this? We saw it in the Tyco trial, for example, of Dennis Kozlowski. They sort of snow the jurors with evidence, and you run the risk of confusing people.
Yeah, there's a bit of an overkill syndrome, and I think you make a great point. Absolutely. I mean, why not just play the Anil Kumar and say, look, they're talking about a secret deal that hasn't been announced, and then just sit down.
All right, Doug, it's always good to have you here. Look forward to having you back to talk more about the insider trading case at Galleon and prosecutors' efforts to put Raj Rajaratnam in jail. That is Doug Burns, former federal prosecutor, now with his own practice.